Unthinkable! The chatter of the nightly parties fell into silence. In place of the sumptuous banquet, weapons to protect the capital were rolled in. Griswold is in turmoil over the shocking news, but who would have thought that underneath the chaos lay an even greater story? Aurelia's exploitation of Laysath was all a ruse. In fact, Aurelia had been Laysath's largest benefactor in aid. The truth remained hidden from the public, while any aid meant for food was spent on arms. Why did this happen? Why was a lavish party held to boast the performance of their newest weapon? The trail of money surrounding Diego Navarro would lead me to the answer. Diego Navarro is not only Laysath's commanding officer, but also controls their arms industry. He has used continued conflict as a means to amass an enormous fortune. This war was conceived as a replacement for the Civil War to further increase arms sales. I can't help but wonder how much of this truth the soldiers risking their lives for Laysath really know. The classified documents contained much more than just information on the airborne fortress. The transfer of financial revenue and commodities were also recorded in great detail. What does all of this have to do with Laysath's commanding officer Diego Navarro? Even after all that's happened, why does he still seem so naturally at ease? I've unwittingly found myself fearing for the safety of the Southern Cross.
Alright, let me brief you on the main locations on the route to Griswold. Sir, please choose a route. First, remnant enemy soldiers are regrouping at the Kalana Steps and are planning an attack on Santa Elva. They currently aren't a threat, but we're curious as to what they're planning. I guess we're not much different from them in size or strength. The enemy Special Forces Skilla unit has set up camp at Sachana Air Base. They're not a squad you want to take on directly, but they're currently busy preparing to send reinforcements to the Kalana Steps. This might be the perfect time to catch them off guard. It appears that Laysath forces are shipping supplies to a large-scale manufacturing plant in Montebriz. It seems that they're manufacturing something, but there is a large radar facility close by on Mount Nevera. The Nevera jammer is located there, and we're unable to monitor their movements. The jamming extends as far as Griswold, so we need to do something about it. Although we really need to find out what's going on at Montebriz as well. Our capital is not far ahead. However, Griswold is heavily fortified and protected by the Mesem cannon. Fierce resistance is expected, but we must pull together and take back Griswold. We have obtained information that enemy stragglers from Santa Elva are gathering on the Kalana Steps. Unless we move now, we risk the enemy launching another incursion on Santa Elva. It appears that they are also expecting reinforcements and supplies from the Sachana Air Base to the northeast. If the remnant forces and the reinforcements are allowed to regroup, they could pose a problem. We need to attack now, while they are defenseless, and take them out of the battle for good.
Target enemy destruction ratio will be displayed on your MPG. Continue to destroy enemy targets until the number reaches 0.
The concentration of enemy troops on the Kalana steppes has been eliminated, allowing us to concentrate on Santa Elva. We can now freely continue our advance without having to constantly watch our flank. I apologize for letting enemy reinforcements get the drop on you. I should have been paying more attention to their movements. It won't happen again. That is all. The Skilla unit has left Sachana Air Base for Mount Nevera. Unfortunately, radar interference has prevented us from pinpointing their exact location. But we believe they have abandoned the Kalana steppes to protect the Nevera jammer. In order to ensure our bid to capture the capital is a success, we need to first take back Sachana Air Base. Sachana Air Base is our country's largest air base. The enemy incurred heavy losses during the previous battle at Kalana Steppes, resulting in a near complete loss of air power in this area. However, enemy ground troops have already begun to form a formidable intercept force in their stead. The surrounding woods would put our ground troops at a distinct disadvantage, so a helicopter unit will be used to carry them in. Your mission, sir, will be to protect the helicopter unit until they can safely land at the target. Intelligence reports that enemy troops trained in guerrilla warfare and familiar with the terrain are holding this point. Infrared sensors have been attached to the HUD to help locate enemies hiding in the forest. The heat signature from an enemy's weapon will appear on the HUD whenever they fire. Use this chance to lock onto the target. Draw enemy fire and take out as many enemy positions as possible to ensure the safety of the helicopter unit.
So you're the famous Griffith Squadron. I've heard the stories. We're counting on you. All right, we're just going to concentrate on making it to the base. We won't be able to handle the enemies hiding in the forest, so we're leaving them up to you. Damage to the helicopter unit will be displayed on the MPG. Keep an eye on it. We won't be able to take the base without them, so make sure they get there intact. Spot on. Damn! Griffiths 1, begin landing checks. You're cleared to land. Touchdown. To touchdown. 1 mile to touchdown. You're on the money. Perfect, sir. Stand by and prepare for your next sortie.
The helicopter unit has brought Sachana Air Base under their control. The mission is a success. Air power from the base will be a vital asset, especially in the battle to retake Griswold. I have the feeling the day of our capital's liberation is not far off. A recon team has infiltrated Monte Breeze and uncovered suspect enemy movement. It appears that LASAF used several of the large industrial complexes scattered throughout the area to produce some type of weapon. Unfortunately, jamming from Mount Nevra is preventing us from gathering any further details. The presence of numerous transport aircraft, however, has led us to believe that whatever the cargo is, they plan on taking it to Griswold. There isn't enough time to prevent the transport aircraft from taking off, but we should be able to utilize their radar jamming to shield our approach. If the enemy succeeds in escaping from the combat zone, we won't be able to follow. A lightning strike before they have time to react should prevent their escape. However, enemy jamming will render both radar and radio useless during the operation. Instead, Recon has made arrangements to transmit the position of the transport aircraft via infrared. Your mission is to work with the Recon unit to track and shoot down all transport aircraft. The mission will be considered a failure if any escape. We don't know what cargo is stowed within the transports, but there can be no doubt that it doesn't bode well for us.
Hold your position. Stand by.
All transport aircraft that took off from Monte Breeze have been destroyed. They were trying to escape with MBSRs. Apparently, they were used to intensify the meson cannon's beam. It gives me chills just to think about what might have happened had those things been delivered. LASAP has taken advantage of Mount Nevera's height and built a large-scale jamming station known as the Nevera Jammer, with enough power to effectively blanket the capital and all surrounding areas. Responsibility for taking care of the jamming station before it further interferes with the war effort has fallen into our hands. An array of high-performance SAMs and AA guns provide the Nevera Jammer with a formidable defense. The high-performance SAMs are difficult to avoid, even for the most advanced aircraft. You're done for the second you fly within range. ECM pods are of no use here either. The high-performance AA guns are also capable of shooting bombs and even long-range missiles out of the sky. We must first deal with this threat before we can move in for an attack on the jamming facility itself. Therefore, we must destroy the electric power transmitter that is providing them with energy. The location of this transmitter remains unknown, but a string of old power lines on Mount Nevera may just point the way. There is one complication. Intelligence reports that the elite Skilla unit is stationed here. Stay alert and don't let them catch you off guard. The transmitter's power output will be displayed on your HUD. Make sure the power output is at 0 before moving in to attack the jammer.
Pilots, check your plane and prepare for refueling. 1 mile to refueling craft. $500 yards to go. Yards to go. $50 yards to go. Griffith 1, maintain your current flight path. Perfect, sir. Commencing refueling.
We've destroyed the Nevera jammer and freed up the airwaves. Now we have a clear view of Griswold. Sir, let's end this war. We've succeeded in ending radar interference from Mount Nevera. We are now better prepared for an assault on Griswold. Our mission is the liberation of Griswold. I'll explain the details. Griswold is protected by the Meson cannon. The cannon would have posed a much greater threat had LASAP succeeded in delivering the MBSRs. Thanks to your efforts in stopping their delivery, our ground forces should be able to approach the capital unhindered. If Allied forces are able to make their way to the center of the Atmos Ring and into Gaiuss Tower, they will be able to take control of the enemy central command and free the city. It will be our duty to support the troops from above. LASAP's army is prepared for us. We expect this to be a fierce battle for both sides. Although the energy output of the Meson cannon is unstable, it can still inflict considerable damage to any Allied units caught within firing range. The more damage we inflict to the Meson cannon, the easier it will be for our troops to take the city. The capital's liberation is finally within our grasp. Sir, please decide the course of action.
We've made it this far, sir. I can make them out now. The Atmos Ring and the Gaiuss Tower. Makes me sick. Look at them, acting like they own the place. Back to get back in formation. We finally made it to the capital. Let's blast those lace-ass bastards out. Wait, I'm getting readings from the Meson cannon. Even without the MBSRs, the Meson cannon is extremely powerful. Stay sharp up there.
Casualties to the Allied forces will be displayed on your MPG. We won't have the manpower to take the capital if casualties are too high. Try to keep them at a minimum. So, you're the Southern Cross. It's an honor to fly with you. Look for their best pilot. That's him. But can't avoid
We've secured Gaiuss Tower. We've driven those lace-ass bastards out! We did it! Gaiuss Tower is back in our hands! Griffiths 1, sir. Did you hear that, sir? We did it! We freed Griswold! All right!
Griswold's been liberated. With the loss of their central command, Laysaf forces have begun to pull out of Aurelia. The streets of Griswold are overflowing with citizens celebrating the defeat of the Laysaf oppressors. Even soldiers have joined in the celebration. Sir, the people won't soon forget your brave actions that led us here. We've done it, sir.
With each passing day, news of new Aurelian victories came pouring in. The Southern Cross's action spurred the surviving Aurelian troops to battle. Commanding Officer Diego Navarro has retreated and is currently being pursued by Special Forces. No one would have guessed that a ragtag band of soldiers smaller than a single unit could have put up such fierce resistance. December 10th, several days after the liberation of Griswold, I made my way towards one of the many cities busy recovering from the ravages of the war. Despite my usual misgivings, I could feel myself getting excited at the prospect of meeting the Southern Cross. But when I reached the base, I saw his emblem already gleaming in the skies above. I had heard that today was their first break in a while, but something must have changed that. I merely watched as the jet's contrail stretched far off into the distant sky. Suddenly, I was overcome by a strong sense of dread. The misappropriated financial and material resources were on a scale much greater than the airborne fortress alone could account for. Would the weapon at Griswold prove to be the missing piece to the puzzle?
I have an updated situation report. The forces hunting Laysaf Commander Diego Navarro have been decimated at the Danern Straits. It appears that Laysaf has developed a new type of attack aircraft. I can't believe they had a working prototype from the aerial fortress. Sorry, back to the report. The new attack aircraft is named Fenrir, according to Laysaf reports. From the satellite intel gathered, it appears that the aircraft took off from Sentry Island. We received information from intelligence services that there appears to be a factory on the island. There are two routes to Sentry Island. First, Laysaf has a squadron of ace pilots, the Alex Squadron, situated near the Danern Straits. They are currently headed for Sentry Island. If a pilot of that caliber were to pilot the new craft, we would have a lot of trouble on our hands. Another route is Cobalt Cave, the location of enemy research facilities. It is believed that they are preparing to move some sort of weapon. We don't know the details, but it is most likely a weapon to mount to Fenrir. The ace pilots and the unknown weapon are both major concerns, but we can only deal with one of these threats. You must stop whatever Laysaf has planned. You are about to enter Laysaf territory. We don't have much intel to go on, but you need to decide how to proceed. Intelligence has confirmed the outline of a squadron of Laysaf fighters bound for Archelon Fortress. A sympathizer from within the enemy has informed us that the squadron is none other than Laysaf's elite, Alex Squadron. If they were to capture Archelon Fortress's Fenrir, one can only imagine the devastation they would cause. The Danern Straits could provide us with a chance to intercept them before they reach the fortress. Your mission will be to take on this elite air unit. You must destroy them all.
right. 3 miles to touchdown. To touchdown. 1 mile to touchdown. You're on the money. Perfect, sir. Stand by and prepare for your next sortie.
We've succeeded in stopping the Alec unit before they could reach Archelon Fortress. It was an extremely dangerous mission, but we had to stop them from getting behind the controls of Fenrir. This was a very important victory for us. Great work. The enemy transportation corps has moved from Cobalt Cave to Archelon Fortress. Our sources have confirmed our suspicions that the cargo was indeed an HPM. It'll most likely be used to defend Archelon Fortress. The new weapon under development at Cobalt Cave has been relocated to Archelon Fortress. We have learned that it's an HPM to be mounted to Fenrir. The weapon's targeting system relies on orbiting satellites, so we should be able to reduce the weapon's accuracy by disabling the satellite ground control center at Cobalt Cave. With the bulk of the enemy forces shifted to Archelon Fortress, the enemy poses little threat at Cobalt Cave. However, with the threat that Fenrir poses, we must take this opportunity to minimize its capabilities. Destroy all of the satellite antennas at Cobalt Cave.
On top of the island are satellite control antennas. You're going to have to destroy each and every one of them. He's here! Keep Nemesis away from the antennas! If the antennas are destroyed, the new performance will suffer! Sure, into the address if this is a keep. facility must also be destroyed. However, it's too deep for long-range missiles to connect. You need to fly into the cave on the side of the island and take out the control facility. I know it's an impossible request, but we need you to take out that facility. He fell for it! Surface and hit him with a missile! Good job! We've got him on the run! Don't let him near the control room! Shoot him down low!
Special weapon fire running low.
The submarine Proteus has been sunk! Submarine Triton hit. Damage critical. It's no good. We're taking on water. Withdraw from the area.
No special weapon fire remains.
Destruction of control facility confirmed. To fly through that small space and still successfully complete the mission. Amazing! That was incredible, sir. I mean, Griffith 1.
All satellite control centers and antennas have been destroyed. This should weaken Fenrir's microwave weapon. Archelon Fortress is the final obstacle standing between us and total victory, sir. We've advanced within striking distance of Archelon Fortress. Fenrir, the whole reason they started this war is being made right here on this base. It's our duty to wipe this base clear off the map. The HPM has been transported to Archelon Fortress from Cobalt Cave, and it appears it has already been fitted to Fenrir. The weapon works by emitting microwaves from both Fenrir and Archelon Fortress to create an overlapping field effect, detonating all fuel caught in between. Fly too slow for too long, and you'll be tracked by the targeting system. If you don't escape quickly, your fuel tank will explode. Thankfully, the targeting system has been impaired by the destruction of the satellite targeting facility at Cobalt Cave. Even with the targeting system impaired, the HPM still poses a threat. Be careful. We've also received intel that the Archelon Fortress is equipped with the same type of shock cannon employed on the Gleipnir. Sir, we've succeeded in freeing Aurelia. The war should have already been over for us. But someone has to put an end to this. Just make sure you come back alive.
As I wrote down the words that would reveal the truth to the world, I couldn't help but feel uneasy. It said that the only true winners in any war are those who achieve what they intended. Diego Navarro had left Aurelia's capital in defeat, yet his goal of increasing arms exports had been achieved. It seemed as though he may be the true victor in this war. After returning to his homeland, it appears that he now plans to unveil the ultimate weapon before his countrymen. Satellite images of the Archelon Fortress will provide the backdrop for his speech to the world. Such audacity must come from his confidence in this ultimate weapon, Fenrir. There's no such thing as a foolproof plan, I whispered to myself as I watched the sun slowly wheel across the sky overhead. Even the country's hero, still in the heat of battle, hadn't returned home for the celebration of victory. The Southern Cross will ensure Navarro's plan ends in failure. Ain't that right?
on the airborne fortress. We can't allow Laysap to remain in possession of that kind of weapon. Do what it takes to destroy the shock cannon. Shock cannon firing preparations complete. Aquila 3, lower your altitude. In 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cannon firing! Aquila 3's been hit! Damn it, we've lost him! Destroy the shock cannon! The shock cannon is preparing to fire again! In 5 seconds! 3, 2, 1. Cannon firing! Shock cannon firing preparations complete. Enemy freighter destroyed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cannon firing! Watch out! This cannon's firing time is shorter than the airborne fortresses.
The fortress has really been destroyed! He was able to fly his way through those shockwaves. Incredible! You've done it, Griffiths 1! I knew our ace could do it. That's the Southern Cross for you. It certainly is. He's Aurelia's hero after all.
Crux to Griffiths 1. That was a little too risky, sir. It made me nervous just watching you. It wouldn't feel like a victory if you weren't there to celebrate it with us, sir. When you think about it, you can't help but feel sorry for Laysap's soldiers. They were nothing but pawns in Navarro's sick game. Well, it's finally over, isn't it? Let's head home. To Aurelia.
Archelon and Diego Navarro's beloved weapon Fenrir were ripped by explosions and engulfed in flames. While these images flashed on the screen, the eyes of the press watched as the enraged citizens of Laysath stormed in on commanding officer Diego Navarro. When the rage of the thousands had finally subsided, it is said that there was nothing left but the shattered remains of Fenrir. It's ironic that the stage for the unveiling of his greatest triumph would be his ultimate undoing. When it was all over, I tried to get an interview with the Southern Cross, only to find that he had already returned to Cape Aubrey.
He said he's never really liked hot weather.
Eugene Solano, the young radio operator, answered sheepishly. Peace had returned to Griswold, and it was now covered in the colors of the Christmas season. I went ahead and bought myself a figure of Santa, the kind that I could only find here.
Albert, I thought you couldn't stand the Southern Hemisphere.
A fellow reporter said to me as he saw the Santa figure, a memento of this Southern Hemisphere of backward seasons. I like the design, I said as I embarrassingly showed it to him. It bore the emblem of the Southern Cross.